everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me Wayne here. Today we got something very special for y'all because like I said a few days ago, we hit 1,000 subscribers and oh man, you have no idea how happy I am. I just want to say thank you again so much for for supporting my channel, watching my videos, and just enjoying my content overall. You have no idea how happy this makes me feel. So because of which, a few days ago I said I wanted to do something special for y'all. I wanted to do a Q&A video or questions and answers. So in that particular video, I asked you guys to submit any and all types of questions to ask me. I even put out a community post asking for questions as well. And you guys have poured in tons of questions for me to answer. And oh, I can't wait to get into it. As you can see, we got 3 pages full of questions over here, all of which are questions that you all have asked. So being how that is, this video may be a little bit long, so hopefully you guys enjoy watching this. Hopefully you all stay for the whole thing, or just stay for some of it. Doesn't matter. As long as you enjoy the video, that's what matters, right? So with that being said, let's just get right on in, because this is going to be a long video. So the earlier we start, the earlier we finish. So first question that we have is from lancethelegend. Can you tell us about you, where you're from, any kids, how old are you, things like that? Good question, Lance. So, I was born and raised in Houston, Texas, lived here all my life. I am 31 years old, born on November 10. I went to the University of Houston, graduated with a bachelor's in computer science, okay? So, at first, I was going to be a coder, and eventually that transitioned to being a real estate agent because I got tired of coding. And from real estate agent, I got tired of that and decided to work with my family and be a real estate investor. So that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Other than that, no kids whatsoever. I'm a pretty cheerful guy. I like many different hobbies. I like playing games and just having fun with people. Don't really know what else to say. So, if you think of anything else you want to ask me, feel free to leave them down in the comments below and I'll definitely reply back to you. But with that being said, great question. Moving on, we got joshyoungway. He asks, what ethnicity are you? How often do you go to Vegas? Do you like to gamble? Do you speak any other languages? What is your day job? Great questions, by the way. So, let's start out with what ethnicity I am. Like I said, I was born and raised in Houston, Texas, lived here all my life, but my mom is Taiwanese and my dad is Vietnamese. So I'm a little bit of a 50-50 mix, half Taiwanese and half Vietnamese. I do speak Mandarin, however. I don't speak Vietnamese, but my Mandarin is actually pretty good. I think I'm pretty fluent in Mandarin. I just can't read it, whatever, but I can speak it pretty well. Like if you were to drop me off in China randomly, I'm pretty sure I won't get lost. I can find my way around, It's a pretty decent level of Mandarin. Other than that, how often do I go to Vegas? I go to Vegas so much, like 3 to 4 times a year, every single year, ever since I was a kid. Vegas is like a second home to me. Me and my parents love going to Vegas. That place is absolutely amazing. From the food, the entertainment, the culture, the people and gambling, everything about it just is so interesting. Because of which we go there as many times as possible. It's literally like a second home. Now, do I gamble? Yes I do. Not a lot, but whenever I go to Vegas, I do like to dabble in a little bit of gambling. As you know, my dad loves poker, my mom loves slots. For me, I love blackjack. Although I'm not very good at it, I still like to play it every once in a while. And I also do like to dabble in slots too. Now, whether I spend a lot, most likely not. Every time I go to Vegas, I probably spend like a few $100 here or there just on gambling, and that's my limit. I don't spend it in the thousands, I'm not a crazy gambler, but I just gamble around just for fun. Now, with that being said, what is your day job? So I mentioned this previously earlier, but I am a real estate investor. I work with my parents and we go around buying fixer-uppers, renovating them, renting them out, and repeating the process all over again. So it's pretty simple and fun job to have. But great questions. Thanks for asking. Next question we have is from bear_human_onyt. Now that you reached 1K, what is your next subscriber goal? Are you thinking of doing this as a job now? Great question. So being how I just hit 1,000 subscribers, I haven't really thought of what my next goal would be. But if I were to put a goal out, I would definitely say it's probably 10,000 subscribers. I mean, it's not too far out of the realm of possibilities, right? Like 10,000 I think is a pretty easy to do number. Although it really depends on certain things, because like I do have plans for this channel that I want to do in the future, so it really depends on those plans. If I can't do those plans, then I'll just have to stick with what I'm doing right now. And if I'm doing right now, like fast food and local restaurant reviews. To be honest, I don't think I could hit 10,000 this year, let alone 5,000. So it really just depends. Because like, what I really want to do is travel to Asia and all around the world and showcase all the beautiful foods, people, and culture that the world has. So that's my primary goal, but we'll see how it goes because that's what I really want to do in the future, but it depends on the pandemic restrictions because right now, as you know, in Asia, there's a whole bunch of restrictions going on, so you can't really travel there right now. So we'll just have to see. Now, other than that, are you thinking about doing this as a job now? Definitely not. Because, like, I literally just hit 1,000 a few days ago. I applied for the monetization partner program. I got accepted Monday, and it's Wednesday now. And it took a few days, but if I looked this morning, I earned $1.08. That is a whole lot of money. But anyways, as you can see, $1.08 definitely doesn't pay the bills, and I'm most likely not going to earn that much since I'm literally just beginning YouTube. So this is definitely not going to replace my day job. As you know, I'm a real estate investor, so I do make quite a bit from that. So, you know, unless I get really successful with YouTube, I don't think I'm going to be leaving for YouTube just yet, full time. But you never know in the future, right? Never know. But great question. Thank you for asking. Next question we have is from Seaforest. What is your favorite fast food meal? Oh, this is easy. My all-time favorite fast food meal is actually not from the United States. It's actually from Japan. Like, I don't know if y'all remember a few years ago, they celebrated the Moon Festival, and because of so, McDonald's, they wanted to celebrate the Moon Festival by releasing a Moon Festival's type of burger, which I think they called it the Tsukimi burger. And that thing was just absolutely amazing. Like, I don't know why they don't have this in the States, but that burger was just so flavorful, so delicious. That was a good burger. I can't wait to go back to Japan and try that again if they bring it back, because, whoo, that was so good. But yes, that is my favorite fast food meal of all time. Thank you for asking, Seaforest. Next question we have is from maxeisenhart. I believe you live in Texas, but you seem to go to Vegas often. Is that for fun? Do you have family out there? Why did you start a food review channel? What or who inspired you? How hard is it to be the first to review a product? How do you find out about these new items? Although you're still fairly new, what advice would you give to someone who wants to do food reviews or start their own YouTube channel? I know the goal is to do a travel food vlog in the future. Will you stick to Asian countries or will you go all over the world? Great questions, but these are a lot of questions. Woo! All right, let's start off one by one. I believe you live in Texas, but you seem to go to Vegas often. Is that for fun? Yes, I live in Houston, Texas, but I go to Vegas literally 3 to 4 times a year. Every single year. It is like a second home to me. I absolutely love Vegas. I go there purely for fun because everything it has is just so amazing. Like, I live in Houston, and Houston is primarily known for food. But other than the food, Houston has nothing. We are a boring city. But Vegas, they got shows, they got culture, they got all these museums and everything. That place just looks so entertaining. I absolutely love Vegas. So yes, I do go to Vegas 3 to 4 times a year purely out of fun. Now, next one you have is, do you have family out there? No, I do not. My only family is me and my parents living in Houston, Texas. All my other family and relatives do not live in the US. They live in either Taiwan, China, or Vietnam. So as you can see, I get kind of lonely over here, but fortunately I have you all, so you know, it works out. Now, with that being said, why did you start a food review channel? Okay, so why did I start a food review channel? This is actually pretty easy. I started a food review channel mainly because I wanted to get into food videos. Like, I looked on YouTube and I saw so many people doing it, and my friend kind of pushed me towards it. They were like, hey, you have a passion for food. Why don't you start recording yourself and talking about the food to other people? Because as you know, before this, instead of making food videos, I would usually always go to any kind of restaurants out there or fast food places and eat any kinds of new and creative foods that people make. And I absolutely love it. So because of that, my friend saw that and was like, hey, go to YouTube. You know, I'm going to push you into it because I think this might be cut out for you. And after listening, I did just that, and here I am today. You know, it worked out pretty well, and I like it. So, what or who inspired you? Okay, there's quite a few people who inspire me. So basically, if you're talking about YouTubers, it would have to be Mark Wiens, the Food Ranger, Cup of TJ, or Dame Drops. All of which are all food related, by the way. Mainly because, you know, Mark Wiens, Food Ranger, and Cup of TJ, they're YouTubers who review food from all over the world, primarily Asia, and you get to showcase the people, the culture, the lifestyle, and everything. So seeing all of that just really inspired me and really motivated me, because I want to do the same too. I want to travel the world and learn many things about different people's cultures, see how they live, how their lifestyle is, what foods they eat. You know, it really grows on you. Like, wow, I didn't know people could do that, and seeing them do these things really inspired me to do what I'm doing right now. Although right now I'm doing fast food and local restaurants, but eventually I do want to do exactly what they're doing, just travel around the world and showcasing all the great cultures, all the great foods, all the great lifestyles that people have around the world. So that's definitely something I want to do. Or if you're talking about influences outside of YouTube, people that inspire me is definitely like Gordon Ramsay, Anthony Bourdain, Guy Fieri, stuff like that. You know, just seeing people talk about food and showcasing their love, their passion for food is just so inspiring. Like, just seeing that you could actually do this for a living and just talk about food and just teaching people and showcasing people so many things about the world all through food. That is just so cool and interesting. Those are the reasons why I want to do YouTube, and hopefully, you know, that answered your question. Now, how hard is it to be the first to review a product? Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am usually not the first to review a product. Usually I'm the second, third, or fourth. It really depends, because as you know, I have a full-time job. It really depends on my hours, although I'm very flexible at the hours. It really depends, because like, say if I'm working in the morning, then I'll be late. If I'm working at night, then I'll probably be early for a food review. It just depends. So, you know, like usually my schedule is when I wake up, I look at my schedule, see if I have work or something or what to do. And if I'm free, then I'll look on websites like Chew Boom, Brand Eating, and see what foods just came out today, and I'll immediately go out to review it. Now, if I have work or something, then I will have to push that to later until after I finish working, then reviewing, which by then I'm already too late to the party. So yeah, usually I'm not really the first, but I do try to be. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. How do you find out about these new items? Okay, so I just mentioned it earlier, but I usually go to these two websites, chewboom.com or Brand Eating. These two sites are some of the most popular sites in the world, where they showcase and announce all the new foods that are coming out for fast food restaurants, or some local chains as well. So yeah, I just go on that website. If I see it and there's a new food coming out, I will go out and review it immediately. And that's exactly what I do, and that's what all the other food reviews do as well. So yeah, hopefully that answered it. Now, although you're still fairly new, what advice would you give to someone who wants to do food reviews or start their own YouTube channel? So, my advice would be to purely just start your channel and just go ahead and do it. Mainly because, you know, if you're always thinking about starting a channel but you never start it, then you'll never start it anyways. Because like, I mean, does that make sense? Because like, once you do something, then you can start to grow from it and learn from it more and more. But if you never do it in the first place, you're always left wondering, maybe I should have done it that time, or how am I going to do this? How is it going to work? What if people don't like me? What if people love me? I don't know. But you'll never know any of these answers unless you actually start doing what you want to do. For instance, this goes the same with any other social media platform, by the way. So I'm going to use TikTok as an example. Last year, I created TikTok back in, I think, August or September, out of fun, because I thought, hey, I want to try out TikTok. It looks fun. I wasn't expecting anything, but I wanted to do it, try it. I had no idea how to use TikTok, by the way, but I created videos on TikTok, and I was consistent at it for a few months, and after a few months, I grew my TikTok to 240, or 250,000 now. Either way, it's around 240 to 250,000 followers, and that was absolutely amazing for me. I was like, wow, none of this would have happened if I never tried to do it. You know, just starting out gave me so much confidence in myself that I was able to continue growing and learning after each and every video, and I kept improving and improving, and eventually I got to be where I got to be. Although I would have to say TikTok pays you peanuts, so it's not really worth it. But wow, like I'm really like, it blew my mind. Like, I had over 1 million views, 5 million views on TikTok, and they paid you pennies. That is just terrible. Anyways, for YouTube, it's the same thing. If you want to do YouTube, just start. Just start, no matter how bad the video is, how good the video is. Just start and you'll see the response from there. And then from there, you can just grow and gradually improve your video. And that's exactly what I did. As you can see, after 8 months, I hit 1,000 subscribers, which I'm pretty proud of. So yeah, hopefully that helps you out. Now, next thing is, I know the goal is to do travel food vlog videos. Will you stick to Asian countries or will you go all over the world? Okay, so I mentioned this earlier, like my eventual plan for this YouTube channel is to start doing food reviews or from all over the world, kind of like what Mark Weens, kind of like what the Food Ranger does, kind of like what Cup of TJ does. So, just travel around different parts of the world and try out their food, see their cultures, talk to the people, stuff like that. That's eventually what I want to do. Now, because of the pandemic, a lot of these countries are closed or you have to quarantine for so long. For instance, Taiwan, you can't enter it right now. Japan is closed to the public. Korea, you have to quarantine for a few weeks. China, you got to quarantine for like 3 to 4 weeks, which is absolutely astonishing. But yeah, because of these, I have to put my plans on hold. Once the restrictions die down though, I will be moving to Asia and start doing these types of videos. Now, I know your question is, will you stick to Asian countries or will you go all over the world? My answer is I will be doing countries from all over the world. However, I will be starting in Asia primarily, mainly because it's cheaper for me. As you know, I'm going to be moving to Taiwan once it opens. And because Taiwan is like a little center point where it's close to every other country. It's close to Korea, it's close to Japan, close to Thailand, Vietnam, China. It makes it very easy for me to travel. I mean, I remember every time I go to Taiwan, I would go to Japan too. And the plane ticket costs anywhere from like $150 to $250. It's very cheap to fly from Taiwan to Japan. And likewise to other countries as well. Because of so, I definitely want to make Taiwan my focus point and stay there first. And once I get bigger, then I'll travel to other countries like Africa, Europe, South America, and more, because I do want to visit those countries. It's just I'm gonna wait till I'm a little bit bigger and YouTube actually pays me more. So then I'll do those countries. But for now, I'll be sticking to Asian countries once the pandemic ends. Now, with that being said, I think that ends your question. So hopefully that answered your questions. Now, with that being said, next question is from Kathy Stonecker. Do you live in Houston or Vegas? I heard both mentioned, but I'm new to your videos. So, I live in Houston, Texas, but I go to Vegas every so often, like 3 to 4 times a year, every single year. It's literally my second home. So yes, you will usually see both of these cities mentioned because I go to them so often. But yeah, hopefully that answered your questions. Thank you for asking. Next question is from Nicole B. Can you talk about things about yourself, favorite food, what made you start YouTube? Okay, so I think I dabbled on this topic already, but basically things about myself. 31 years old, went to the University of Houston, graduated with a computer science degree. I was going to be a programmer because I went to the school. I studied the C language. I knew how to build websites. I knew how to build iPhone apps. But I soon found out that job wasn't for me. Not because I don't like it. It's because, it was kind of strenuous for my eyes and my hands started hurting during that time. I don't know I don't know if I have anything or something, but it just started hurting every time I typed too long, which is why I decided to change careers. And after that, I became a real estate agent, which was nice for a while. It was fun. But eventually, I wanted to do something more. I wanted to improve my life. So I went to my parents and we had a long discussion. We were like, what can we all do together that would be beneficial for the future? And we all came with the conclusion of real estate investing. So we all poured all of our money together and we bought a house, a fixer-upper house, a very torn down house. Eventually, we renovated it and rented it out to someone else, and we collect the income from it. And from there, that gradually snowballed to 2 houses, to 3 houses, to 4 houses, and so on. So you get the point. So yes, right now I am a real estate investor. Now, aside from that, I love collecting old coins. That's a hobby of mine. I also collect Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, mainly because when I was a kid, we couldn't really afford them. So I always have to watch people from far away playing these games. And it just made me so jealous, I just wanted I want to play these games too. How come I can't have any cards? But back then we didn't really have money, so we couldn't do that. But now I'm an adult and I have adult money. You best bet I'm getting all these cards. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself. I like playing games too. I do archery, I do table tennis, stuff like that. So yeah. if you want to know a deeper insight or more about me, just simply ask me down in the questions below and I'll answer it and I'll reply back to you. As for favorite food, sushi. Absolutely love sushi. I can eat that every single day. I actually do eat sushi like 3 to 4 times a week. You know, it is just absolutely delicious. Now, what made you start YouTube? Okay, so I answered this before, but it was basically my love and passion for food. Because before YouTube, I would always go to all of these restaurants and start eating any kinds of foods that they've had. And it just made me feel so good because I love food so much. And one of my friends saw that passion. They were like, hey, you should do YouTube because I think it would really suit you. And quite frankly, during that time, a lot of other people were doing YouTube as well for food. So they were like, you should do this and see how it goes. And after a few more months, this is what happens. You know, I got 1,000 subscribers and I'm quite happy for it. So yeah, hopefully that answers the question. Thank you for asking. Next question is from Super Was Here. What is your age, favorite, and least favorite food? Okay. Is the camera still running? Okay, yeah, it does. So, what is my age? I am 31 years old, born on November 10. Favorite food is sushi. Like I said, I absolutely love sushi. I eat sushi 3 to 4 times a week. Most favorite being salmon sashimi. I just absolutely love it. But yes, I can eat sushi every single day. That's my all-time favorite food. Least favorite food is bitter melon. As you know, I just don't like bitter melon whatsoever. I think it tastes absolutely disgusting, but I still eat it from time to time, mainly because, you know, it's healthy for you and I don't like not trying different foods. So if there is bitter melon foods, I do give it a try, but just know it's not my favorite. I absolutely hate bitter melon. But yeah, with that being said, hopefully I answered your question. So with that being said, next question we have is from G. What are your favorite hobbies? Do you like video games? Oh, okay, so I think I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I love collecting old coins. It's something about old coins that just seems so interesting and cool to me. Like, I collect many old coins from the US and many old coins from Asia, and I want to start collecting old coins from other countries as well, but I'm starting with US and Asia first, mainly because those are the ones I'm most familiar with. So yeah, I love collecting old coins, one of my all-time favorite hobbies. After that, I do love collecting Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, although it's mostly the old cards, like the Pokemon, that's a 151 Pokemon, or the old school Yu-Gi-Oh cards, mainly because, like I said, when I was a kid, we didn't really have much money, so we couldn't really buy all those things for me, or my parents couldn't buy them for me, so seeing other people playing around, I got really jealous, and yeah, being an adult now, I could buy as many cards as I want. So those are some of my hobbies. I also like to play sports too. I like to play table tennis and archery. I'm not very good at both, but you know, I do love them just because they're fun, especially table tennis. As you know, I got a really big table tennis club right near my house, so I usually always go there to play, or I go to my local archery club, which is near me too, although I haven't been in a while, mainly because the boss is kind of, not really a fan of the boss, but yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. I might go back. Now, do I like video games? Yes, I actually love video games, especially when I was a kid. I love MMORPGs. Even till now, any type of MMORPGs, I love playing. So I remember when I was a kid, I played Maple Story, I played Mabinogi, Kart Rider. Fun fact, I was actually one of the best players in North America for Kart Rider. I even won a few shirts from that company, or for that game. Now, aside from that, I also play Vindictus. Well, I used to play Vindictus. I played Final Fantasy XIV. And currently, I'm playing Lost Ark. Although I still dabble with Final Fantasy XIV a few times. But right now, it's primarily Lost Ark. Although I don't really get a lot of time to play. It's just whenever I do find time, I manage to play a few minutes here and there. So yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. Thank you for asking. Alright, that finishes the first page. Next question we have is from Chelsea. Do you like to camp, hike? Would you rather take a trip to outer space or the bottom of the ocean? Do your friends know you do YouTube? Do you have any pets? And if so, can you show us? Great question, by the way. So, as for the camping or hiking question, I have never camped before in my entire life. I always wanted to camp. I always found it so interesting, so fun. You know, you get to be in the wilderness, set up a campfire, sleep in a sleeping bag, cook some marshmallows. Everything about camping just seems so fun. I definitely want to try it out. So maybe I'll get a chance sometime in the future. I don't know, but I do want to give camping a try. As for hiking, I actually do go hiking quite a bit. My most recent one was in January 2 months ago, where I went to Seattle with my friends and we went hiking on these trails. I forgot the name of it, but I'll post pictures here and here. So if y'all recognize these places, let me know down in the comments below, because I forgot the name, but there's some place in Seattle. But yes, I do hike from time to time. Would you rather take a trip to outer space or the bottom of the ocean? Okay, this is easy. Outer space for sure, because I do not know how to swim. I don't want to go to the ocean and suddenly something happens and I have to swim my way out. I will drown. I do not know how to swim. I know. I'm 31 years old. I don't know how to swim. I will learn though. So hopefully I can learn sometime soon before I go to Asia. But yes, for this question, it's definitely outer space. Mainly because, not only because I can't swim, it's because I love astronomy. I love learning about space, seeing these planets, seeing the stars and everything. Like, every time on the news, whenever they mention like, oh look, a certain planet is going to be in the air, you can see it from here, I bust out my telescope so fast and just start staring for hours. I love looking at planets. So yes, outer space for sure. Now, do your friends know you do YouTube? Only 2 of my friends know I do YouTube. One was the one who pushed me into YouTube, and the second one was one of my closest friends. As for everyone else, you know, they don't know I do YouTube, and I don't plan on telling them, mainly because a lot of them have a really negative aspect or insight as to what YouTubers are. Like, they don't think being a YouTuber is a good job, which I can probably understand, because I know being a YouTuber is very inconsistent. You know, unless you're very successful, chances are you're not going to really pay the bills all that much. So I can see their point of view, but still, you know, I don't know why they just don't like YouTubers in general. That's just something my friends are. But for me personally, I love being a YouTuber and just getting to know each and every one of you. So yeah, there's that. I might tell them in the future if I'm ever successful, but if I'm not successful, then I'm not going to tell them. That'll just lead to a whole bunch of arguments and stuff like that. So we're not even going to get into that. But yeah, only 2 of my friends know I do YouTube. So hopefully that answers your question. Now, do you have any pets? And if so, can you show us? Unfortunately, I do not have any pets. Like, I know it's very unfortunate. I really want a pet. Like, if I could have a pet, it would definitely be a cat, because I just love cats. But unfortunately, because me and my parents travel all the time, we don't really have time for pets, you know. We don't want to neglect them and leave them in the house for 8 days or ages. And it's just not fair for the pets, which is why I can't really own a pet right now. Maybe in the future, whenever I stop traveling around, I might get a pet, but you never know. Great questions, by the way. Next question is from Mayank Kansal. So you mentioned about future plans. What exactly are those plans? Are you still going to be doing food reviews or changing to something else? Great question, and I think I touched up on this a little bit earlier. But basically, my future plans for the channel is, once the COVID restrictions eases up a little in Asia, I'm going to be moving to Asia and start doing videos over there. Because right now, as you know, I would go right now, but a lot of countries are very restrictive. You can't even go in, many of them. So it's not possible for me to go there right now. But once places open up, you can definitely see that I'm going to be moving to Taiwan. And once I'm in Taiwan, I'm going to start doing these street food videos, cultural videos, people videos. So I'm just going to do stuff like that, you know, so y'all get to know, learn, and know more about these types of countries. So I'm gonna start off in Taiwan, go to Japan, go back to Taiwan, go back to Korea, go to China, go to Vietnam, stuff like that, and eventually branch out to other countries like Africa, Europe, and South America. So hopefully y'all will enjoy that. You know, those are my future plans, and hopefully it happens. We'll see. But it really depends on how the pandemic restrictions are, because, you know, a lot of the countries right now, they're very restrictive, so can't really do that yet, but maybe in the future. Never know. Great question. Thanks for asking. Next question is from S. Lee. How do you find time to travel? Do you speak other languages? What does Nishino mean? Great question. So how do I find time to travel? Like I said, I'm a real estate investor. So because of so, I have a lot of free time. Like, I don't really work like a regular 9 to 5. I just work whenever people need me. Like, if I'm not finding houses outside, I'm either at home just doing whatever or answering calls from my tenants. I have a lot of free time. Like, in a week, I probably work like, I don't know, 10 hours maybe? 15 hours? Because, well, it didn't start off like that. Like, back then, we were busy non-stop. But ever since we grew a business more and more, I just started having more and more free time. So, yeah, that's why I have a lot of time to travel. Fun fact, in 1 month or 2 months, I want to say 1 month, or it's either 2, it depends on work, but I'm going back to Vegas, so you can expect to see more Vegas videos soon. And in the summer, we booked a 7-day cruise to Mexico, which I am absolutely excited for. I can't wait for that to happen. So yes, you're also going to be seeing some Mexico videos as well. Hopefully though. We'll see if I can do the videos over there. I'm not sure because it's my first time in Mexico, so we'll see. But anyways, I'm excited for that. But yeah. Now, your next part is, do you speak other languages? Yes, so I speak Mandarin. I speak it pretty fluently, although I do not know how to read Mandarin. I can speak it just fine, so you know, if I were to go in any parts of China, stuff like that, I won't get lost. So there's that. What does Nishino mean? Okay, so Nishino is a name that I saw, it's from one of my favorite mangas of all time, Ichigo 100%, or the 100% Ichigo. I read that manga like 15-20 years ago. That was a long time ago, but that manga had a female character named Nishino, and when I first saw the name, I thought it was the most beautiful name ever. I thought it was the most amazing name. So because of that, I've been using that name ever since for a lot of different things, especially in games that I play. So yeah, it's literally from that one manga, and for those who don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put a picture on the side so y'all can see, but it's from that manga, and yeah, that's where the name Nishino came from. Thank you for asking, great questions. Next question is from Fane Dining. If you could only eat from one chain for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Oh, this is easy. Taco Bell. As you know, Taco Bell is one of the most innovative and creative fast food chains in the world. Every few weeks, they be releasing something new. They are not afraid to try new items, which is why I love eating Taco Bell, mainly because if that is the only chain I can eat for the rest of my life, I will be confident in knowing that every few weeks, I'll be able to try something new, get different types of flavor, different types of taste, or stuff like that. You know, Taco Bell is simply amazing. All-time favorite. So if I can only eat from one place, Taco Bell. Great questions. Now, next question is from Griffin Anderson. What is your favorite pastime activity when you are not busy with work? Favorite pastime activity? I touched on this a little bit, but it would be collecting old coins. So I would either be on eBay or some auction sites looking at old coins to buy or research, stuff like that. I love collecting old coins. If it's not old coins, I'll be collecting Pokemon cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Other than that, you know, it would either be playing games or doing some research. Especially right now, like I'm doing some research, especially in Asia, on what foods to eat, how their culture is, how the people like, how their lifestyles are like. So, you know, I want to go to Asia and knock it out of the ballpark immediately. So, you know, I'm doing a lot of research there. So that's one of my activities I'm doing right now. Other than that, you know, I do like reading from time to time. Like, I read, like, especially non-fiction books. I just find whatever non-fiction book that has the highest rated on Amazon, I'll just buy it and I'll read it once in a while. Stuff like that, you know. That's typically what I do. My life is pretty boring on a day-to-day basis, but you never know. Great question, by the way. Thanks for asking. Next question is from Aaron and Jenny Holiday. Do you live alone? What do you do for a living? Did you do the crackle finish on your walls and kitchen cabinets yourself? Do you have siblings? Do you collect anything? Also, would love some vlog videos, a day in the life of Wayne, and more recipe videos. Oh, great questions. Do I live alone? I used to live alone, but because I'm planning on moving to Asia in the coming months, whenever the COVID restrictions end, I decided it was best to move in with my parents and just save up money because I'm going to be spending a lot of money over there. So because of that, moving with my parents just to save money. So the answer to that is I do not live alone. Now, what do you do for a living? So I touched upon this many times. I am a real estate investor. So what I do is my primary job is I search online for fixer-uppers to buy. Then, oh man. Then I take my parents and we all go look at the house. If the house is good, we'll put it in an offer, we buy it. Then after that, we fix it. So I do some of the renovations, not too much of the renovations, like the electrical stuff I don't do. I just do some of the minor ones like painting the houses, fixing cracks here and there, changing the windows, stuff like that. And all the other things I would usually call someone else to fix. After that, once the house is ready, we rent it out, collect the rent. And if any of the tenants have problems, they'll be talking to me and I'll be helping them answer and fix any problems they may have. So that's exactly what I do, and the process repeats. So hopefully that answers your question. Did you do the crackle finish on your walls and kitchen cabinets yourself? No, we actually bought the house that way, which was pretty fortunate because they look absolutely amazing, right? I actually love the way they look, so very glad we bought the house that way. Do you have any siblings? Unfortunately, no. I'm an only child, which I know is sad. Sometimes I wish there was another person with me, but for now, it's just me, so it does get pretty lonely, but hey, I have you all, and that's what matters to me. You guys make my life a lot better. So with that being said, do you collect anything? Yes. Like I said many times, I love collecting old coins. Love, love, love old coins. Plus, I love collecting Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So yes, I do dabble in some collections. Also, I am interested in starting to collect, what is that thing called? Stamps, that's right, there it goes. No, not stamps. What is that thing called? Oh wait, it is stamps. Yeah, I'm stupid. No, but yes, I do want to start collecting stamps just because they look cool and interesting, but we'll see if I ever get to that point. Right now, it's primarily old coins though. So, also would love some vlog videos, a day in the life of Wayne, and more recipe videos. So as for vlogs, like I said, in the coming months, hopefully from the COVID restrictions start dying down and it becomes easier to go to Asia, you're going to be seeing a lot more vlogs from me. Hopefully you'll enjoy them. I'll be going through how the culture's like in Asia, the food, the people, the lifestyle, and everything. So hopefully you would really like that because in my opinion, I think it's pretty interesting. So basically think of a Mark Wings, a Food Ranger, cup of TJ, stuff like that. And yeah, hopefully that's your cup of tea. And as for more recipe videos, good idea. I actually do have some thoughts on some foods I want to make, although it's mostly going to be Asian foods. But if you want more recipe videos, I could definitely make that a possibility. Just let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, because I definitely do know a lot of Asian recipes to make. But yes, great questions. Thank you for asking. Next question is from SickVic1989. What does food cooking mean to you? What is your top eats of all time? And what are the top worst of all time? Oh, wow. This question is actually hard to answer. What does food cooking mean to you? Food cooking means it's a source to bring people together. You know what I mean? Because right now, no matter where you go, people would always usually get in arguments, stuff like that. But whenever there's food involved, you'll notice that the argument always ceases. Like, it just stops. And people just get to know one another in a deeper, more intimate connection or meaning. Like, it just brings people together. Like, do y'all know what I'm saying? This is kind of hard to answer. But yes, to keep it short, food cooking simply means for me is that it gives a chance to bring other people from other cultures and other parts of the world together so that you can intermingle and have fun with each other. That's what it means to me, at least. Now, what is your top eats of all time? My top eats of all time? Ooh. Oh man, that is hard. I don't even know. Like, whoo. You know, I've been eating so many different foods from many different restaurants for so long. This is one question that is very hard to do. Top eats of all time, if I had to pick one, it would probably be Texas barbecue. Like, I live in Texas. I absolutely love barbecue. One of my two favorite places to go to is Franklin's in Austin and also Snow's, both of which are absolutely fantastic. If you guys are ever in Texas, definitely do give those a try. I absolutely love barbecue, but I don't really eat it all too often, mainly because it's kind of a long drive for me, so I don't really make that drive too much. But when I do, barbecue's a must. So I would say that's probably my top eats of all time. I love Texas barbecue. Now, what are my top worst of all time? Ooh. I actually don't know what my top worst of all time is. Like, I eaten so many foods, majority of which, if they weren't delicious, they were just okay. But I never really had a really bad food before. Although, I would have to say, in recent memory though, it would be that Church's chicken fish sandwich. That thing was absolutely terrible. But it wasn't the worst thing I had though. But just for the sake of this question, I would say the Church's chicken fish sandwich, mainly because I eat in so many different foods. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But for this question only, Church's chicken fish sandwich. That thing was, never get the Church's chicken fish sandwich. That thing was absolutely a disgrace. Oh man. Great questions. Thank you for asking. You asked some hard questions. Next question we have is from New Fast Food. Is this your first YouTube channel? Fun fact, This is not my first YouTube channel. This is actually my second YouTube channel. I actually started my first YouTube channel back in 2015, 2016, doing the same thing that I'm doing now. Fast food reviews and local restaurant reviews. Back then, my channel was called Tasty Hunger. It eventually became Nishino as well. But it was actually pretty successful too. I was pretty surprised. But I had to stop doing that channel mainly because for personal reasons. And work life got with me and I got super busy. I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to go back to YouTube. So because of that, I had to stop that channel and terminate it. But seeing how my work schedule got a lot better now, I found it easier just to make a new channel and start over. So that's exactly what I did. I started in June and it's been 8 months and here I am, 1,000 subscribers. So yes, this is my second YouTube channel, not my first. But yes, thank you for asking. Now we are, last question. Last question goes to Double E. How old are you, Wayne? Do you currently go to school or did you go? And if so, what did you study? Great questions. Now, I think we touched up on this many times already, but I am 31 years old. I went to the University of Houston, and I graduated with a bachelor's in computer science. So, back then, I learned how to code, especially in the C language, and knew how to build websites. I knew how to build iPhone apps, stuff like that, but I just soon found out it wasn't for me. I didn't really like coding all that much, and plus, it was hurting my eyesight, and for some reason, my fingers, like especially the joints around here, they started hurting a little bit whenever I typed. So I had to stop doing that, and I transitioned to being a real estate agent. And from being a real estate agent, I transitioned to a real estate investor. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. And with that being said, that's basically all we have to reply to. Thank you all so much for the questions, you guys. And with that being said, hopefully this gave you a better insight as to who I am as a person and as a creator. You guys asked some really amazing questions and I had so much fun answering each and every last one of them. I know this video is a little long, so for those of you still watching and still sticking around, I just want to say thank you so much, for supporting my channel, watching my videos, and just enjoying my content. Without you guys, I would not be doing this. This is all because of you. I love you guys, and you guys are the reason why I do YouTube. Overall, yeah. But these were some great questions, and aside from that, I don't really have much else to say. So hopefully you guys like this video, and if you want to see more stuff like this, let me know down in the comments below. I'm open to doing many more different types of videos. So if you have an idea for a video suggestion as to what types of videos I should do, leave them down in the comments below, and if I see if that is possible, I might give it a try. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure to comment and like this video and share it with your friends. And also, if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel because, it means so much to me. And that's about it. So, I'll see you guys later. Bye.